So hello guys, so this is a new episode about the devlog of Runcell. So we just launched a new version, it's 0.1.16. And in this version, there's a lot of optimizations on UI. Like we add a lot of interesting plugins and a dark theme, and mostly love that. So it's going to be pretty interesting. So I will have a very brief introduction of this. Well, so this is Runcell. See that we have a new logo. Yeah, finally Runcell got a new logo. So it just replaced the RC one. Yeah, I thought the most important stuff is you can see that there are two new features on the left sidebar. So the first one is a tree menu. Yeah, so this is not a Jupyter feature. This is a Runcell feature that if you install Runcell, instead of the AI panel on the right, for now, you will have a new plugin for like we are turning the Jupyter Lab into a more modern experience that you can have like in those VS Code, PyCharm stuff. One most important feature that Jupyter community do lack of is the tree browser. Actually, there are several tree viewer menus in the community, but none of them are modern enough to compare with those tree viewers in VS Code or Cursor. So that's why we build this pretty modern stuff that instead of it just be a very cool tree menu view, the interaction was pretty smooth. Most important stuff is it can detect the git ignore files. So you can see that some of the folders are actually gray. So the reason is gray because this is just in the your git ignore file. So it just hints you that those files are not going to be included in future of your git commit. So no worry about those files. Yeah. And you can see that there are also folders or files that with color of green or color of yellow and color of red. So this is a pretty classic feature that it shows you the file git status. For the right color, it means you just removed some files in that folders. For the right color, it means that you have some modified changes in that folder, in that file, or the file in the folder. And for the green one, it means you just add some new file. This is a more modern experience of tree menus, so we hope that we can really improve your experience in Jupyter Lab. And another important feature is the Gobal Search. Well, so this is a plugin that you can still hardly find a good one in the Jupyter community. We actually implement more features than the one comparing with the VS Code one. Basically, it's a pretty familiar one. You can search with regular expressions, and you can, for example, I can search task, and you can see that there's all those matches, and you can click those match, and it will navigate you to the selection. So this is pretty convenient, and also works for the Jupyter notebook stuff. Let me try to find some thing in my Jupyter notebook. For example, the x-axis. I can search the x-axis, and you can find that it can actually search the ipynb file, and you can also click it to navigate to that file. I did research about some of the community plugins which are pretty old, yeah, and there are a lot of bugs. So basically, for all those bugs that are reported and not fixed for a long time, we just make sure our new plugin in Runcell just solve all of that, yeah. And also have some files include or files exclude. It actually also have a default config which just ignore some of your the setting, which ensure that the files that excluded in your git ignore file or some common files like Python virtual environment or the node modules stuff, we just ensure that the search does not go through there by default. Otherwise, you're going to search very long time. So if you found that your search just get timeouts, it might means your search just get into some folders that it shouldn't. Maybe the folders just got super large amounts of files there, and you can just exclude those files with a file exclude. It also have some advanced features, since there are a lot of people using Jupyter Lab who does not actually prefer the workspace stuff. They just open their computer root folder with Jupyter Notebook. So basically you can have a scope path if you open super lot of files in your Jupyter Notebook, but you can still limit the scope to improve the search performance. Okay, so that's the two plugins we bring into Runcell, which improve Jupyter Lab experience. Oh, I actually just forgot a very important feature at this time. That is the selection part. So when you select some code in your Jupyter Notebook or any code file, now there will be an AI toolbar. For example, you can add this selection to your chat, or you can directly click the quick fix and like some random stuff. Example, like I can say change the color scheme. Yeah, and you have an inline fix directly. This is especially useful for the real quick fix, like just change one line of code, or you want to a very quick of a small piece of code. And in this case, all those fixes are super fast comparing with you bring all those contacts to chat, because the agent mode or the chat mode actually do consume larger contacts. It will have a better understanding of your whole Jupyter Notebook context. For just very small piece of code change, I still recommend you can directly use a quick fix stuff, and that's done. You can see that our visualization's color scheme just changed. It's a new AI feature I just add to Runcell this time. And we also have some convenience features that they're used by the community allows. Provide some online free tools on runcell.dev. In this version, we just bring some of the tools directly to the toolbar of your ipynb file that can clear your outputs very quickly. Sometimes people want to commit the Jupyter Notebook to their GitHub, but they don't want the output like containing a lot of images or large data or something like that. They don't want that stuff to go into their Git history. In that case, you can just clear all those output with just one click. Everything was super fast. And we also have like you can export this as HTML file or export this as a PDF file or Python file. Just click and you got a HTML file that you can have a preview of that. So super convenient. A lot of features we just built as a toolbar, so you can click them very fast. And most importantly for this version is the dark theme. All you can do is you can change our Jupyter Lab dark theme, and you will have a dark theme of Runcell as well. So for example, I can load some histories. Let me try to find some history. So this is a native support of Runcell in dark theme. So previously, some of the users are trying to use Runcell in Jupyter dark theme, but they find that some of the buttons might look very weird. In this version, we just provide a native support of Runcell in dark theme. I do have a lot of confidence about the dark theme design. Okay, just try it. And if you do find some edge cases, like some of the components might look a bit weird, and if you do find some edge cases that you find some of the components in Runcell chat panel that looks a little bit weird in dark theme, chat with me. About how to connect with me, you can definitely comment about how to connect with me. You can definitely connect. You can definitely directly talk with me in the under the video comments area. Actually, I do post all my connections in the Runcell dashboards. If you do have questions, just DM me directly through all those channels. I will respond to you as quickly as possible. Another very important stuff is we do have new models. So we are actually keeping with the community models. So you can see that there are Gemini 3 Flash and the Minimax M2.1, which is pretty popular for these days, and the GLM 4.71. For the benchmark, I think the Cloud Ops 4.5 is definitely still one of the best models, and the GPT 5.2 is also one of the best models here. But Minimax and GLM are actually pretty fast models, and they are very cheap. Different models actually have different cost of your credits. So like Ops 4.5, which is pretty good model, but it's a little bit expensive. If your task is not difficult, like just you want to add modify some data visualizations or data frame, maybe you can just try those models here. Those models performance are pretty good and they're cheap. Yeah. Thanks. So in conclusion, we add new plugins like the file tree browsers and the Gobal Search, which allow you to have a more modern experience in the Jupyter Lab. You just need to pipe install Runcell, and you will have all those toolkits you needed in Jupyter Lab. Yeah, and one most important feature is the dark theme, and we also provide new models and a lot of improvement on agent set. So you can just try Runcell latest version with pipe install Runcell update. And also remember, if after you upgrade your Runcell, always remember to restart your Jupyter Lab. So this is a group habit to in case you don't miss some edge cases, because Runcell does have front-end and back-end. So traditionally, upgrade Runcell without restart Jupyter Lab, only upgrade its front-end stuff. So do remember to restart your Jupyter Lab to enable the latest version in the backend set. Yeah. And that's all. Thanks for watching. If you do have any feedback or questions about Runcell, just connect with me or leave your questions on the comment section. Thanks.